the unexplainable revelation message in the world. Do people who die in prison really come back to life? Let's look at the testimony of God's promise that the old man who died in trespasses will live. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 1-3. As for you, you were dead in your transgressions and sins, in which you used to live when you followed the ways of this world and of the ruler of the kingdom of the air, the spirit who is now at work in those who are disobedient. All of us also lived among them at one time, gratifying the cravings of our sinful nature and following its desires and thoughts. Like the rest, we were by nature objects of wrath. Dead in trespasses. This is God's way of saying that all the people of the world under Satan's control are dead in trespasses. Trespasses means not being taught to be in sin, in wickedness, in the fullness of the evil lusts of Satan's sons of disobedience as presented in the world. The evil spirits operating in the hearts of the sons of disobedience, which control every person in the world. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 4-5. But because of his great love for us, God, who is rich in mercy, made us alive with Christ even when we were dead in transgressions. It is by grace you have been saved. If he has made us alive from our trespasses, it is because we are his followers. It was mentioned that in order, besides Jesus, the first was Paul, the one who fed the lambs of Christ. The second was John the elder, the shepherd of Christ's sheep. The third person who feeds Christ's sheep is another character that old John saw at the time of Jesus' appearances, the 7 stars, who are now the messengers of the 7 churches in the Gentile world. See Revelation chapter 1 verse 12. I turned around to see the voice that was speaking to me. And when I turned, I saw 7 golden lampstands. Verse 16. In his right hand he held 7 stars, and out of his mouth came a sharp double-edged sword. His face was like the sun shining in all its brilliance. Verse 20. The mystery of the 7 stars that you saw in my right hand and of the 7 golden lampstands is this. The 7 stars are the angels of the 7 churches, and the 7 lampstands are the 7 churches. They will experience walking in the footsteps of Jesus, and so will be crucified and rejected by the world. They will also be crucified for the evil desires of the world. See Galatians chapter 5 verse 24. Those who belong to Christ Jesus have crucified the sinful nature with its passions and desires. When they have been sanctified by the crucifixion of the world's lusts and desires, the life of Christ lives in them. See Galatians chapter 2 verse 20. I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. Second Peter chapter 1 verse 4. Through these he has given us his very great and precious promises, so that through them you may participate in the divine nature and escape the corruption in the world caused by evil desires. Since they are partakers of God's nature, they have God's abundant mercy in them. Because of his great love for us, the great love is to lay down one's life for one's friends. Therefore, after the 144,000 people in heaven had learned at the altar of God, they realized why they could not enter the holy city. Because they had faith and hope, but they did not know what love was. It turns out that God's great love is the love that sacrifices one's life. For full details, please click greater than.